Hi everybody, it's me, Shelly Katie. This is going to be a video response to Brooke, and this is for her too. She sent me a video and I watch all her videos, and I just love listening to her talk, and she's very beautiful and she just has a nice voice. I like listening to her. Today she had a very serious vlog, and I was so proud of her. She made like a really nice lengthy vlog, and apparently she's, had this struggle, so I'm responding to her video, but if you haven't seen the video, I'm going to put the link to the side, because I felt like I wanted to make a video talking about a struggle that I had like several years ago, and I wanted to do something serious, talk about something serious. I haven't done that in a while. Usually I act silly on here and do silly things, to let her know that, she's not alone, and maybe I didn't struggle with bulimia, so I'm not trying to act like I know what someone's going through when they struggle with that kind of thing. But as a woman, and I think several girls can probably watch that video and relate to some degree. I had a Xanax, a pill addiction, okay? And, I still drink and smoke my pot. I say that, the first step towards health is admitting your problem, right? Now, but, I'll talk about it. Several years, growing up, I was always thin, I'd always be called Barbie at school, so it'd be like, damn, people call me Barbie, I gotta act and look like Barbie, and so, I got called Barbie all year long, and I don't have pictures, but if you saw me, it would just be like skin and bones, and like big blue eyes, and my little turned up nose, okay, and just long blonde hair. The only thing I didn't have was a Corvette and a dream house in Malibu, okay, but I'm not dead yet. When I was about 19 or 20, there was a guy I had been dating for 2 years, and his name, I'm going to say his name because he's an asshole. His name is Sean Schilling. If I see him cross the street, I will not break. He was this asshole bartender. He bartended at a strip club. That's not how I met him or anything. I just met him through friends. But all of a sudden, and I've never had this, my whole life growing up, I never had that. I gotta be thin and I gotta look good. I don't even wear makeup really, and some mornings you're lucky if I put a brush through my hair, okay? So I've never been vain. He had me all twisted in the head, so, girls, don't let a guy twist you in the head like that. And he would just be like, you need to wear this, and you'd be hot if you wore that, and I'm sorry, but you need to do this with your hair, and never curl your hair. You're not allowed to do that, and you need to wear like this kind of makeup and not that kind of makeup, and you need to talk this way, and wear Daisy Dukes and tight white shirts with all your cleavage showing. I didn't even have tits back then, So I was just like, all of a sudden in this new world where I didn't know how to look good, all of a sudden, and I swear to God, we would break up once a month, like clockwork, like clockwork. So the point is, he had me all twisted in the head, and I just, wanted to look good, and I think I remember I called him one day, crying, upset, and he was like, it's over, stop calling me, and he hung up on me. And you do not hang up on my ass, okay, because I will call you back, I do not care who you are. And I called back, and he had some bitch answer the phone. I'm sorry, but why do you have to, no, okay, so anyways, she picked up the phone, and I just hung up, and I was like, that's it, I'm not stupid. I am done with him, okay? And I'm going to be the hottest chick in the world, and he can kiss my ass. And that's where my problem started. I pretty much was like, screw food, okay? Not to the point where, like, I'm an anorexic or don't want to eat. Like, if I ate, I only ate once. I ate dinner. And now I have that problem. To this day, I will not eat breakfast. I basically won't eat lunch, but I will eat dinner. And when I eat dinner, I will eat tons of it, okay? And I swear to God, I drink Slim Fast just because it tastes good. I don't drink it to lose weight. So I was like, I was very depressed, and I wanted to look good, but I was already like really, I was 5'8", I'm still 5'8", and I was about, 110 pounds, right out of high school, just real thin, real skinny and everything, but not healthy looking at all. I always was trying, you know, my mom would be like, eat, you know, put on weight. I just couldn't put on weight. Oh yeah, you know, that's a problem. But I guess I just felt so ugly all of a sudden. I felt like I didn't have this flat stomach, and I didn't have, you know, a nice chest, okay? And, you know, like, I didn't have a nice ass, and I had no thighs, no hips, no curves, and I was just like, you know, so I went on this yo-yo thing where, like, well, let me backtrack. I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and he was like, "Are you really upset?" I was like, "Yes, I'm very depressed about, you know, this and that." And he was like, "Well, here, take this." And he had a Xanax in his hand, and he was like, "Take this, and you won't give a shit what your problem is for the night." And I was like, "Okay." And I remember I was thinking, $5 for this thing? God, that's expensive. And I used to be so anti-pills, like, don't do pills, smoke your pop, don't do pills, don't do pills. I remember telling my friends, don't do pills. And I was so upset and so depressed. So, like, you know, I didn't like myself, and this dude Sean had me all so screwed up. So I took it, and I think I drank like 2 40s that night, and I had never even had like 140, like my whole life, okay? And so I was instantly hooked. And I'm not talking like, I mean, and even to this day, like, I mean, on Friday I took a couple of Xanax, you know. I still take them occasionally, but I'm talking like back when I was like 19. And what I did is I was eating, and I'm talking those white bars, okay? I was eating like, and I would take 2 at a time, and I would take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 at night. And I'd be so trashed, okay? I don't even know how I functioned going to work and driving and things like that, or walk around this house without people looking at me like I was insane. And I just basically would forget to eat. And I didn't eat, and I didn't eat, and I was glad, because I was like, well, you know, I'm never going to have the Marilyn Monroe body ever again, so, you know, who cares, and no one loves me, and everyone hates me, and my friends don't want to be around me, and it was probably because I was eating all the Xanax, and I don't know, I did that for a single year, okay? I think, and in that time, I think I had lost like 2 jobs. I had gotten arrested. I had gotten public intoxication. You know, it was a really bad year. And one day, and believe me, I didn't care. I was still going and going. And I remember my friend Beth Alden was really worried, and she called my mom and be like, you know, I think there's something wrong with Shelly, and, you know, she's, you know, really thin. And I didn't believe them, because I was like, me, I've always been thin, you know, I just used to always wear bulky clothes, so I was like, I'm just wearing clothes that fit me now. Well, I noticed a pair of pants that used to be really tight was all suddenly falling off my ass, and I walked in front of like one of those profile mirrors, and I just walked by and I looked over, and I noticed the bone, like in my elbow, like stuck out, and I'm talking like stuck out, and it was really, ugh. And I was like, and then I was like, wow, my stomach's flat. I have like a flat stomach for the first time in my life. Oh my God, right? And so, I started looking around, trying to check it out, and I'm like, man, I'm really thin, what's up with this? And I went and weighed myself, and I was freaking like 90 pounds, okay? And I was so disgusted with myself. And so, I guess what I'm trying to say is, and so I basically packed up, moved up to Denver to get away from the Xanax, because if you go to Denver, they don't even know what Xanax is. So I had to do what I felt was the best thing to overcome my drug addiction, was to pack up and move away, far away, where I wasn't around people who could sell it or give it to me or even knew what it was, okay? I tell that to people. Now, you know, you come back, I come back home, and you pick up old tricks, and yeah, I eat them occasionally, but I'm nowhere near like I used to be, obviously, because I'm not 90 pounds anymore. But it took about, I mean, and it's, even at 5'8", 110, that's pretty disgusting, okay? And it was just horrible. So it's taken me several years to put on my weight, and I still have the problem where, you know, I wake up and I don't want to eat till like the sun goes down, and I don't know why I'm like that, you know. So it's like I slim fasted all day until I eat at night, and then I eat too much, and I think that's what my problem is. Like, I'm binging so much at night that during the day I feel like I'm compensating for it. And, you know, I'm 5'8" now, and I'm a good 140, you know, bid one for or something, I don't know. So I'm definitely very healthy, because I remember before my mom died, my mom was like, I'm so proud of you, Shelly. You come back from Denver and you look so healthy and clean, and you look good. And so I got my wish. It took, I always consider myself a late bloomer. Like, seriously, I was on I was like a 34B up until I was like 26. I swear to God. My doctor was like, no, you just don't grow tits overnight. I was like, here's the receipt, motherfucker, from all the bras I had to buy. So, you know, I guess in a weird way, like, I mean, it's horrible that I was like that low, and I mean, if I could find a picture, and there's one right over there. Hang on, I want to show it to you. Okay, I got this thing. See that picture? Look how skinny my arm is. Look how my elbow sticks out. That's so disgusting. I just wanted Brooke to know, and all you girls to know, that we have these serious issues and that we should talk about it. So, bitch, Hollywood.